Hey guys, Hawka here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Sorry about the break, I got caught up with some uni work, but I saw this really cool strategy while casting Sprout against Lyngby Vikings that I thought was worth discussing. It's actually Lyngby Vikings who pulled out this strategy, and while it didn't work on this particular round, that's only because they made a few mistakes, and I still think the overall idea of the tactic is a good one. So we all know the standard outside smokes for Nuke that land about here, and here. Obviously this one should be a little further left, but you get my point. We've all seen this strategy where the T's line up these three smokes and try and get down secret with the cover that they have gained. And yeah, I think this works pretty well for most teams, but I also think there's definitely some innovation that could be put into the outside play to try and gain early advantages. That's what I really liked about this strategy, the fact that in theory you can smoke off Heaven, you can smoke off the Hell position, and now the player at Garage is pretty screwed, especially as Lyngby Vikings also smoke off Mini. He doesn't really have the chance to get much support, and it makes it a lot easier to find the opening kill on towards him. I think the only place you could probably support him from would be here in towards Hell, but this is a very risky angle to take. If you want to swing out wide to watch this angle, you're very exposed, and the other position could be behind this little box here, but again, you're just so exposed here. There's not really enough cover to work with, so I think in general, the player at Garage should be isolated pretty well. So now that we've seen the tactic in theory, let's look at it in reality in the actual game. Here's the first smoke thrown by Twinks, and you can see the lineup, pretty easy stuff. Unfortunately, on this occasion, I think he throws it slightly wrong, and it ends up rolling down the stairs, which actually costs Lyngby Vikings pretty heavily in this round. And now here's the second smoke for Hell, which is actually a run throw, but generally this one is a bit more forgiving. As long as it lands roughly in front of the window, you should be good to go. So now we've seen the smokes, let's look at some of the mistakes Lyngby Vikings made, and the first one is obvious. The Heaven smoke fails, which allows NATO to peek in and around the smoke, not only finding a frag, but also drawing attention towards him. The next Sprout player to look at is Dennis, who's playing in towards Garage, and he does get isolated from his teammates. If Lyngby Vikings checked this position, they probably would have found the frag on towards him fairly easily. Luckily for the T's, Dennis gives away his position with these shots here, and they manage to trade on towards him, so you can kind of see the upside of the strat already. Unfortunately, another thing that goes wrong for Lyngby Vikings is this perfectly timed push from Faven, which finds him a frag and also gets him loads of information. And if he didn't fail this jump on Silo at the end, it could have gone even worse for the terrorists. And finally, there's Spiddy, who is playing ramp in this round. However, the early trades and the early info from Sprout allows him to rotate over and bag 2 kills pretty easily. So there you go, just a couple of errors / bad timings really costed Lyngby Vikings in this round, but I still think the idea was pretty good. Again, we almost always see teams use those same outside smokes on Nuke, and I think throwing in something different is a really cool way to try and get an opening kill, but I think Lyngby Vikings in this round seemed like they wanted to push very, very quickly in towards Hell, and in my opinion, the better use of this strat would just be to try and get an opening frag and get an early 5-on-4 by trying to isolate the player in towards Garage. Anyway, those are just some of my thoughts on this strategy. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'll try and upload with a bit more consistency if my uni work lets me, and I'll see you next time.